to infinity and beyond.
Everybody, it's Roger and James here for Infinity and Beyond, presented by DisKingdom.com and DisGaming.com. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Square Enix and their kind of plans which look like they might have pushed back Kingdom Hearts 3, that might have been the original time anyway, and also what's going on with the Marvel IP there that they're going to be doing. So they put up an article on the websites kind of going through, just kind of saying that they basically put up a slide saying that the games will be coming out in 2018 financial year /3 and beyond. So obviously, the financial years can actually run into the next years as well. And I think they pretty much have come out and said that it could be 2018, 2019, 2020. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's end of 2018. There's also the thing about the Marvel IP license, because we know we've got the Avengers one. We know there's another one that they've not announced as a multi-game deal. Rumors are that it's a Guardians of the Galaxy game, but we don't know too much about it. We really haven't been going into too much depth. I do hope they kind of maybe just come out at E3 with a name for it and kind of get it out there. There's other games as well. They're doing some Final Fantasy like remakes and stuff that they're going through. That's the trouble is, I think essentially they've got so much stuff that they're doing and so many and also games companies are starting to realizing that they actually want to release less games per year and do more microtransactions, which is someone else that they've discussed about Kingdom Hearts. And there's also the other side of things with Kingdom Hearts that there's also been rumors flying around that basically, I don't know if it's Disney or they've just basically turning around and going, the game is releasing in that whenever it's scheduled to come out, whether it's finished or not, and they're then going to be adding stuff later, either through DLC or updates, whether it's episodes. I think the general consistency is they can't wait for for the guy making it to kind of do his ideal version. They now are like, right, screwing down and going, you've had long enough, get this thing out.
I mean, at a certain point, you do just have to kind of sit down and go, come on, now you're just kind of taking the piss here. You're never going to get it the way you absolutely 100% want it to be. We see this with Hideo Kojima all the time, the guy who did the Metal Gear Solid games. It's definitely something you have to compete with. Anytime you're talking about a creative process, at some point, you have to go, we're releasing it or it's never getting released ever. And I think Kingdom Hearts 3, I think fans will definitely say, we want it to be quality. We want it to be a good example of the creator's vision. But give us the dang game.
Yeah.
We want to play it before we're in retirement homes.
I think the biggest thing for me is more the fact that obviously they announced it, 2013? At the D23 Expo E3 kind of thing. Then they did now we're going into the new D23 next in July, at which point we are then we're onto our third D23 where they're talking about a game that's an event every 2 years. That's pretty bad. We're getting into the last Guardian zone at this point. And
we're going Duke Nukem too.
Yeah.
So
it's a long time doing it. So that side of things, I think the fact that they said, they're going to be sharing some information during the winter, which didn't happen. Apparently, we will see a trailer at E3. It wouldn't surprise me if it was March, February next year. A year on from where we are from the last game coming out. We've had 2.8 and we've had the remix version, so it's not like we've not had any content this year. But I don't think 0.2 was enough to code most people over. At least it was something.
I mean, when you're talking about a series that is known for having games that are 60, 80, 100 hours long on the short side, a 2-hour preview of a game that we don't even have a release date for barely counts. Granted, it was a very good experience.
Yeah.
I loved the 0.2 episodes. Actually, of the ones I've played in terms of the quality and the fun of the combat, it's the most fun I've had.
Yeah.
But also, both of us had the problem of playing it before we'd really played anything else.
Yeah.
So there was that too. But
it's for me as well. I think the thing is as well is there's this whole thing going on in video gaming as a whole right now with microtransactions, DLC, unfinished projects, episodic content, updates, small, the world of video games has changed, and I think the idea that we would see a 30, 40, 50 hour RPG game from Kingdom Hearts with no microtransactions, with no DLC, that is going to come and that'll be it. That was a different era. We are never going to get that, I think, with this next year. You are going to get DLC packages. Microtransactions, it's like, even last week, I think like Ubisoft have pretty much come out and said that they're releasing like 2-3 titles less per year because they want services. They want Square Enix is doing the same thing. They are pulling back on the amount of AAA games, but they want to make services. They want you buying additional packs, DLC things. Like with what they pretty much went back and changed whole sections of Final Fantasy 15. And there's new content coming from it. They want money coming in from these games consistently. Not you buy it, you play it for 3 weeks and you sell it and they don't get any more. And that's the end of it. Those days are kind of coming to the end.
And to be honest, while it sounds bad when you first say it, when you actually kind of think about it, it's not really that bad an idea, even on the consumer side, because you look at franchises like Call of Duty or the EA sports games, FIFA, NHL, NBA, etc., and you kind of realize we're only getting minor iteration changes year to year. Why should I buy a full $60 game and then, like in the case of Call of Duty, buy all the map packs and so on for it, when I could just have last year's Call of Duty and new map packs and just cut out that entire $60 transaction, which initially sounds like, oh, I don't want to give the company $60, but you got to figure that's saving them hundreds of millions on development costs, for a AAA title, obviously.
I think the thing is now going down, like, obviously doing these DLC packs and add-ons. For me and probably for you as well, and I think us older people, having Kingdom Hearts come out in some stages is actually probably a good thing for us because we'd have more time to play it.
Or, you can really approach it from two different angles. You can say, all right, I can play it in stages, kind of Telltale style. Or I can just wait for the entire thing to finish and get it at a nice bargain basement price as a full package. That's my intent for the Final Fantasy VII remake. Granted, that's slightly different because I've already played Final Fantasy VII, and this is not really going to be that different except for graphics and the combat system. But, it gives consumers options. It's not always going to be the best because this does leave it open for abuse on the developer side where, if we already have him in the situation where it's like, it won't be ready until I say it's ready. Well, now you get episode 1, now. A year from now, you get episode 2 or the second pack. And then you get a Half-Life 3 scenario where people are just kind of like, where's the next one? Oh, we're perfecting it. No. I want to know how the story ends.
It's kind of funny in some ways because you look at like television and it feels like it's done the exact opposite. We went from having to wait every week and then you have your mid-season breaks and then you would spread all that to the Netflix idea that you got everything at once and you could consume the whole thing and that was the end of it. Whereas video games has always been the exact opposite. It was always like, you had it all. And I think the trouble is, for a lot of gamers, games, and we've said it so many times, Kingdom Hearts 3 probably in reality should probably be a $100, $120 video game. But it can't sell at that, so therefore they are going to do a $60 like they did with Injustice last week, where it's like, well, it's $60 and this packs this, and you can get this story add-on here, and you can get this, and oh, by the way, by the time you buy it all, it's $120.
But again, if you do, if you wait for stuff, if you wait for sales, then you can get the entire Battlefront 1 collection right now for less than $30 easily, but you haven't been playing it for the past year.
That's always the thing of, do you want to be on trend this week, or do you want to wait? I'm going to be getting Horizon Zero Dawn this week for my birthday, and yes, I'm 3-4 months late to it.
But you're getting it for your birthday. And by the way, how dare you know what your birthday present's going to be?
My wife said, what do you want? I said, I want that. It was even worse was when it literally arrived in the packet at home, and I opened up my email, and the company we brought it from said, now Dan, now prices have been reduced. It's like, it's just arrived in the post. So,
and birthdays are so different as adults. You go from surprises to, it's the thing that I asked for. Yeah. Do I have to wait for my birthday?
Yeah.
Can I just? I know what it is. Can I just open it?
Yes, I did that last year for an Xbox. I started playing in December.
Yeah, that's a little early. So anyway, back on track.
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically, and this Marvel IP that we know nothing about.
Yeah, I mean, it's Guardians. We think it's Guardians. They've got Square Enix have got a multi deal. We obviously know they've announced that Avengers title. We've seen a little sneak peek. I'm thinking they're going to hold off on the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff until Telltale have got all their content out. Because also it would be a bit confusing of like, there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy game come in. Oh, there's another episode out now. It's going to be a bit confusing. And
Marvel, Disney, they definitely want to avoid as much confusion as possible. I mean, in the video game market, in the comic market, they are all about mass confusion, which is unfortunate. So that's a podcast all by itself. Yeah. And we're not going to go into that.
But it definitely looks like it's going to be a while off the Kingdom Hearts 3. So hopefully, as long as they stop releasing really good new games that we want to keep playing, we might actually get through the Kingdom Hearts remixes and finish them by the time this game comes out.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing with the Marvel license, the Star Wars license, all these licenses, as long as they continue quality, well, maybe not necessarily even continue, because you have to have started with quality to continue quality. Battlefront 1 being a rough argument, but as long as they produce quality, both in the movies and the video games, I'm willing to buy into these franchises for as long as they're willing to put stuff out. You know, by contrast, you know, Wonder Woman's coming out, I think, next week or late this week, one or the other. And while I do think the movie looks good, DC, Warner Brothers, has burned so much currency with me with their past releases that I'm not actually going to see it until Tuesday. And I can't say that about any of the Marvel movies, even Spider-Man: Homecoming, which I'm only kind of iffy on based on what I've seen so far. Yeah, but I'll see it. I'll see it because they've earned that credit, even though it's a Sony movie.
I love Spider-Man anyway. I'd go see it even no matter who was making it. But my wife's already said I don't want to see it, so therefore I go, well, I'll go see it day one. On that note, we'd love to know what you guys are thinking. Kingdom Hearts 3, when do you think you're going to see it? And what do you think this new Marvel IP is? Love to know your thoughts and all that. You can get in touch with James over at heroiclegacy.com. You can find me on all the different social medias. You can find us over at DisKingdom.com and also my new site, DisGaming.com, which is obviously lots more video game focus on that Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars. And in June, I am going to be giving away Cars 3, Driven to Win. Whichever wins will get to choose which console. I will send them that version there. So you definitely want to find all the information over on the site. On that note, guys, hit that subscribe button, and we shall see you guys soon. Laters.
The new IP is Millie the Model. Heard it here first.
Or Howard the Duck, something like that.
No. Millie the Model.
On that note, guys, see you later.